Hey Pat, I'm recording.
Cool. Sorry, I was on Twitter.
See, that time I at least told you when I pressed the button so that, it.
Well now I have nothing, like off the bat or like off the cuff. I have none of those remarks to start the podcast. This feels weird. I feel naked.
Oh, well, then why don't you just talk about your piss kink real quick?
I make one Gates joke last episode and I'm shamed for it, but not 2 minutes into this episode, you're like, wow, let's talk about piss kink.
Piss kink?
I don't have one. I don't have one. How about you? Do you?
But you do
I
have
think
a
we talked about it.
you do have a choking kink though. Hello everybody.
Our survey says.
Let's put a Twitter survey out. Who thinks that Pat has a choking kink? And anyway,
I'll respond.
oh, yes.
Yes. Ooh.
Hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of What Do the Gays Think? Today with me I have the pure and pretty Pat. How you doing, Pat?
A very pretty Patty.
Oh, pretty patties. Oh, that was a good episode of SpongeBob.
I'm good. I'm great. I'm fine.
Fine. It's April 3rd, not March 3rd. It's
Not
April
much
3rd.
time.
It's April
Not
3rd. We're
March 3rd,
recording.
no.
We're recording right after the episode that we just recorded about viruses. And
Yes.
it's 11 o'clock p.m., so it's a little bit late. So we're just gonna have a nice chill, podcast episode where we're a little bit more toned down, because it's late, energy
Yeah.
is a little bit lower. So we're gonna go for kind of a relaxed tone, I think, for this podcast episode. What do you
As
say?
as you're now drinking Red Bull and I drank coffee, we're gonna chill out. We're gonna take an edible. We're gonna relax.
Here.
Just gonna have a moment of transcendental peace.
Oh, get that good ASMR going. Oh my god. I'm just gonna, we're just gonna be nice
Transcendental
and cool.
meditation.
I'm just gonna wear these glasses,
Oh yeah, for anyone who's not, watching, Matt put on some sunglasses. Oh, what do I have? What can I put on?
Here we
Oh,
go.
there's my
Here we
strap
go.
on.
You're what? Why do you need one?
For the back.
The back. Oh, right, because so you're fucking someone in front of you, but also behind
Yeah,
you
you can
when you
do
kind of
the
go
thing.
back and forth.
And
Yeah. Oh no. All right, what are we talking about? What are we talking about this
I don't
episode?
know. This is your episode.
Right. I wanted to talk about So I wanted to talk about the new song by Lil Nas X, "Call Me by Your
Yeah.
Name," Montero.
I mean, it's a moment. This is a cultural moment.
Oh my god, it is. It is a cultural moment for the gay community. First of all, I have been listening to this song on repeat
I mean,
for
yeah,
for days because it's a bop. The song is a bop.
yeah.
Um and like I'm feeling it. I'm honestly feeling it cuz first of all, it's catchy. It's real catchy, but this is also like I'm pretty sure this is the first time I think I've ever heard a song like explicitly about gay sex.
Well,
Well, not just gay sex though, like gay romance too. Like very like explicit about it within the song. Like it's very clear. It's not like kind of roundabout
yeah.
like how some other artists do. Like I've listened to some of Sam Smith's songs and like he's a little bit or they're a little bit. I think they go by a non-binary term now, but they're a little bit roundabout about it in their songs.
Are you sure?
I've listened to a couple.
I think some of their newer stuff specifically
Um,
is very.
Maybe I haven't listened to some of their new stuff.
I mean, it's not disco stick, but
Okay, but we have like a lot of explicit like heterosexual sexy songs.
yeah, I think the Lil Nas song really is very explicit, and we'll get into the lyric. I'm sure that I'm referring to.
We'll talk about how iconic it is later.
Yeah.
But half of what I wanted to talk about was like how much backlash there was to the song. Mostly from like conservative Christians.
What I mean, who else was gonna hate this?
I mean, they always talk about how they hate cancel culture, and here they are trying to cancel a gay black man for using Satan in a music video.
There are layers to this song, and I was talking to Kel about it, and I was like, I started listening it. I was like, this is just there's so much to unpack. It's just ah.
Ah!
So go on.
Gay screaming. Ah! There is a lot to unpack. But I wanted to talk first, at least, before we get into like the symbolism of the song and like the lyrics and whatnot. I did want to talk about the religious aspect. So, first, Pat, just, and you don't have to answer this. I don't even care if you answer it or not. How do you feel about religion? Like, are you religious?
I hate it.
You hate it.
I well, I was, my mom basically said this to me. She's like, I'm gonna put you through CCD. For people who don't know, that's like your little like weekend Catholic Christian training camp. She's like, I'm gonna put you through CCD. And when I was a child, I was in Catholic school, but that was like when I was a baby.
Right.
She was like, just in case you want to get married in a church.
Just
Because,
in
to
case.
get married in church, or some sects of the, some divisions of Christianity say you need to be confirmed under that religion or you need to have your first communion, whatever. So she's like, just in case. Little did she know that I was never going to get married in a church because I'm never getting married to a woman. And they don't let the gays get married in churches usually.
Usually.
Do,
well, now the Pope has officially said, like, no marriage in churches.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah.
It was like recent.
Pope was very not gay rights.
Yeah, the Pope was like, fuck gay rights, honestly.
So yeah, I don't have the best relationship with religion. I think it's a tool used by usually men to control other people.
Ooh.
And I prefer sodomy. So,
Ooh. Hello. Let me ask you this then. I know you're not religious, but do you believe in God?
No.
No, you just straight up don't believe anything.
I don't because it's either one of two things, right?
Right.
God is either like, well, he's, he'd be it would be all knowing, all powerful, whatever. And either is doing all this stuff by design, or he just made this universe and let it run, itself into the ground. Either way, he's a dick.
Oh.
Because a good deity, good moral, would not allow the shit that happens to happen.
Ooh.
And so he's not, if he's controlling all of this, he's rude. And if he's not controlling this and just watching the chaos, that's rude.
Then he's also rude.
So I much rather prefer that we started from nothing and we will end in nothing.
I think it's, have you heard the theory that we're all living in a simulation?
Oh my God. Yes. And then some scientists were like, it's like a 50-50 chance now. And I'm like, what? How do you...
So the theory is that some universe existed that became like, they became so intelligent that they created a simulation that they let run.
Right.
And then that the simulation was another universe, and that universe ran, and they created another simulation. So it's kind of like we're a universe of endless simulations, kind of
a nesting doll,
nesting into each other. So either we are the last simulation that has not become smart enough to create our own yet, or we're like the first one that has yet to create a simulation that will continue that chain. So it's like a weird ass theory. No idea. I'm not a scientist. Well, I am a scientist, but I'm not like a universal researcher or whatever. Physicist, whatever the fuck is going on there.
I like there's another theory that basically everything is going to end in the universe. All the stars will die, all the black holes evaporate, all the matter decays, and you're left with so much entropy everywhere. In that, in an infinitely expanding universe with an infinite amount of entropy, you could have spontaneous generation of things, just by chance. And of course, it would take forever to generate, but since it's infinitely expanding, eventually, and since you have all entropy, time doesn't exist anymore. Because time only exists because entropy is increasing. But when you have nothing left and the entropy is just there, time doesn't exist anymore. So then you could spontaneously form a new universe. And that could just keep happening over and over again, much like your simulation theory, where the universe would just expand till it has full entropy, spontaneously generate a new one, which would then expand until it had entropy, and it's like
infinite universes.
So either by simulation or either by entropy. Pick your poison.
I hate it. But anyway, so here's my belief. I think it's I don't want to say ignorant, but I think it's not smart to believe that some higher power could not exist. Like, I totally think that it could.
Yeah.
But I also think it's dumb to believe that aliens don't exist either. Like,
Well,
so what I'm trying to say is
yeah.
higher power could exist, and I'm not denying that. But is it in the form of a god question, like quote unquote, or like is it some sort of deity that we need to revere? Like, I just think we're so
Yeah.
small in the grand scheme of the universe that like,
Yeah.
do the creators of the universe even care about us? Like, the universe is so vast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Okay, let me frame. Let me not retract. Let me modify. I don't think there's a deity. I
Mhm.
can't know whether or not there is one, obviously. I can't say no, there isn't with 100% certainty because I don't know. I
Yeah,
just don't think
obviously.
there is. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's more likely that they're aliens than they're deities. But yes, there could be both.
Yeah, and I mean, there could be deities, but like, I think that we are not intelligent enough as people to like fully comprehend what they actually are. Like, is God a human? Probably not. Like, he's probably
Are you
some
high?
other.
What is this?
I'm on my Red Bull. Here I am.
You just took like
Mm.
5 edibles before walking in the room and you were like, let's see how this episode goes.
No, I just think that the way that we portray deities in our religion is definitely like not at all what they are, if they do exist.
Right. Okay. Fair.
Like, they're
It's just the
not.
tool of the white man.
Yeah, they're not some beings to be revered and we have to like sacrifice like people for them or whatever. That's not at all what a lot of religions do, but I'm just saying, like, we like give ourselves up to this quote unquote deity that we don't know exists and we don't know exactly what their motive is. Like, I think it's dumb to have all these religions around potential deities that we don't even know, what their motive is, what they're doing, do they exist,
Ariana
etc.
Grande Motive featuring Doja Cat.
Yeah. Hello.
It's just a song. Just a song I like.
um oh my god, I also like I also don't like the idea that um if there is a god, let's say there is,
Yeah.
for people that, I don't know, create the Bible, right? They're creating the word of God, right, on paper. They'll say like, "Oh, it's a sin to, be homosexual and, to be gay." Well, then why would God let people be gay if being gay was a sin? Like, I don't get that.
Well, okay, so God allows you to sin because God doesn't control human behavior. That's the whole thing.
Hmm.
People are fallible, God is not. So God allows, gives you the free will, gave Adam and Eve the free will, except for that don't eat the apple shit, and they eat the apple, like, whatever.
Right.
But that's why you can sin, so that's why you're able to be homosexual. God's not, it's just God thinks it's wrong, quote unquote, if you do, and that's why you have to repent for being gay.
But see, the thing is that I, I can understand you needing if sinning and doing something like killing somebody, for example, that's
Yeah.
obviously a behavioral choice. Whereas being gay, obviously,
Well, that's what these religious people don't understand.
they don't understand. Yeah.
They think it's a choice and they think it's the wrong choice. Obviously, they've got their wires crossed, you know.
Mm. I literally hate it, and it's like,
Is this just a religious episode where you
no,
just go
it's
off
not.
about how you
No,
hate
it's not. I'm
God?
gonna go back to the song itself.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of gauge where you were on the religious spectrum before I went ahead and
I
bashed religion.
Listen, if you have a religion that provides you comfort and that makes you a better person, fine. But if you use your religion as a tool to influence the decision makings of others and influence laws that affect people who do not abide by your religion, then you are a cunt.
Ooh, and you are a gun.
So I'm
Amazing.
sorry. Like, if you religion, keep it in your home. If you want me to keep my gay sex in my bedroom, keep your religion in your bedroom.
Keep your religion in your homes. Keep it the fuck away from me.
Yeah, I don't want to catch that.
Anywho, I'll go back to the song because
Thank you.
here's what's interesting though, like the song itself has like
Yeah.
nothing about Christianity in it. Like, there's like the
Oh
lyrics.
yeah.
There's like one part where they mention Eve, like Eve
Yeah.
in the garden, but that's just like a metaphor. Like, there's no ties to Christianity in the song itself.
Yeah.
It's the music video that have got people going crazy.
Mhm.
Um, So let's talk about what happened in the music video.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's the part in the beginning where, he's kind of tempted by the snake, right? Which is kind of imagery.
Yes, yes, he is. I'm always tempted by the snake, honey.
Tempted by the snake, wink.
Wait.
Which is kind of imagery for like the snake in the garden, Adam and Eve and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he's tempted. He obviously kind of goes for it. Then he ends up, I guess, on trial for,
Hmm.
that sin, I suppose. And it's kind of like Greek-esque, actually. Like it more has like Greek mythology symbolism in there. And then
Yeah.
I'm assuming they judge him and they say he's guilty, so they send him to hell. But then he rides the stripper pole down to hell and gives Satan a lap dance.
Yeah, I mean, I thought because like there's the scene where he's like floating and then the angels above him and then the hell pole comes up and then he
Yeah.
rides it down. I thought at that point he was given like a choice.
Oh,
Um,
really?
because I didn't know. I was like, wait, is the angel there to welcome him or is the angel there to be like, no, no, you stay down there?
Mm.
So I thought it was him choosing to go down because he's like, if this is what people think of me being gay, whatever, sinning, I'm gonna at least do it. And then he does it in such great
Oh
fashion.
my god, I loved it. All of his outfits, though, through
Oh,
the entire music video, though, iconic.
the man has an aesthetic that I'm sure he had other people collaborating with him on the video, but like that aesthetic is just like clear vision of where he wanted it to go, all the outfits, all the scenery. It was amazing.
It was
I love it.
amazing. Oh my god.
Ah,
I love, and it was so expressive. Honestly,
yeah.
it was really great to see because he talked about before, like he didn't want to be quote unquote that gay guy, right?
Mhm.
Who's very feminine, etc. But
Me.
yeah, I mean me as well. But we talked about this in our other a different one of our podcast episodes.
Yes, yes.
Go check out that one, the homophobia in the gay community podcast episode, if you want to listen
Oh
to that.
God.
Yeah, we talk about that. But he's just so expressive in this one. I'm very happy. And I'm like proud of him.
I mean, yeah, you've got a gay guy, a black gay guy, and a black gay guy in the rap industry. I mean, like it's a lot going against him in
It
terms
is.
of the backlash that he did get, and the people in the community around him who may or may not want to see him succeed. So like just because like we already knew he was gay, he was out, but like this was you thought he was gay. This is like gay.
It
Like
was
this is
gay.
this is some. I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong. I love every second of it, but this is
Oh, I
some
stand it every single moment. I stand of that music video.
like I oh
Oh.
yeah.
Okay, but just talking about because people think that the music video is disrespectful to the Christian religion.
Okay, all right.
Now,
Eat my ass.
is it disrespectful to use imagery from someone's religion, regardless of if it's Christianity or not? Is it disrespectful to incorporate that into your art? My opinion is no, I don't think so.
Mm.
Especially when a culture like the United States culture has been so indoctrinated with Christianity. I don't think you can not use Christian imagery in a lot of people's art. Like, I think it's just, and a lot of people do it. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people use imagery, especially like satanic imagery too, in their art. If you ever watch the show Supernatural, like they use,
Not that
uh,
you should. It's
not that you
pretty bad.
should, not that you should. Past season 5, I'll say it's bad, but um,
Uh,
a lot of demons, angels, etc. A lot of Christian imagery
yeah.
within Supernatural. Where was the backlash to that show? I didn't see any. Um,
I mean, okay. I think he was raised religious too. I'm pretty sure Lil Nas has said
yeah,
he's raised religious because if you're raised religious, you have open reign to use it. Like if you have the knowledge of it, if you did learn about it, you should be able to use it. And I'm sure you will mention this at some point, but like everything he used is accurate in what people say about gay people. They say gay people are promiscuous. He was on a stripper pole. That they love sex. He's riding Satan, and that they're gonna go to hell. Like this is all in line. This was like on the nose because it was exactly what people said was gonna happen. So I'm surprised that they're having a problem with it because It is what it is. Like,
Because they're like, oh, they're saying it's a sin, and now we're portraying that sin on a screen for people to look at and be like, ooh,
and they're
sinning.
glorifying the sin. Yeah, he's glorifying the sin. And I'm like, he made that tweet about it afterwards. He's like, "You guys have told me this was gonna happen to me like since day one, since I came out, that I would go to hell, and like now I'm doing it, and y'all got a problem with it."
Oh my god. So like one of the big things that I was seeing some Twitter posts. All right, I was seeing some. One of the tweets that I saw, it was like, "Oh, all of our children are going to see this. Like Little Nas, you came out with Old Town Road and like all of our kids loved it, so they, subscribed to your YouTube channel. But now you came out with this shit and now all our kids are going to see it and be like, "Oh my god, Satan."
Oh, me too.
First of all, hello. uh,
Yeah,
like we're both just like, mm.
I will say that Old Town Road is not explicitly sexual, but like I was like, it's a little gay. So like if you weren't able to pick up on that, that's your problem. Second of all, it is not his job to monitor what your kids look at.
Yeah, he's an artist. Like he can release clean songs and he can release explicit songs. Like it's up to him. Don't give me
Yeah,
that
like
bullshit.
honestly, like WAP got some backlash, obviously,
Right.
but not nearly as much as what he's getting, I don't think.
It got a lot of backlash. I don't think it was this bad. You're right. I don't
I
think it
don't,
was this
because this
bad.
has the religious aspect of it. It's not just the overt sexual nature of WAP, it's also the religious iconography. So I think it's gotten more in that sense, especially since he's gay, because I think one of the benefits of WAP is that you can turn the argument into a woman being empowered by her sexuality and by her body.
Right.
And this having the whole religious homophobia aspect, there's so much more hate on it. I could be wrong. I might have just not seen enough WAP anger. Um,
I mean,
so what
you're right. Like I've been like very engrossed in this topic for the past week because it's something
yeah,
it's something that's relevant to me. So like I've been in
yeah.
it. But for WAP, I guess I wasn't as engrossed in the topic, so maybe I didn't see as much of the backlash. But I know there was some. Um,
But yeah, people just suck.
yes, people do suck.
Like, listen, if your kids are gonna watch Calling by Your Name, Montero, and want to be riding Satan, like maybe that's your kid's way of coming out. Like,
Oh, yeah. Here's one thing: people are also saying the video was going to turn their children gay.
uh,
Like, first of all, even if okay, let's say in their minds, right, being gay is a choice. So
unfortunately,
they're gonna watch this video of Lil Nas riding down a stripper pole and grinding on Satan, but then they're also gonna be exposed to all of your heterosexual bullshit as well, and more of it because it is way more saturated in our culture to be exposed to heterosexual relationships. So
yes.
how are you gonna watch one music video and be like, I'm gay? Then
Isn't isn't that what happened to you?
yes, I watched Montero and now
I
I'm gay.
I was sitting, and I just watched a movie or who knows what was on at the time, and I was like, oh, I'm gay now. Like that was it. That's how it works.
That's
I
how
have
it
a gay
works.
card,
No, that's not how it works. So that's why I hate people that are. It's like, oh, and also that it's glorifying Satanism. But like, don't we have
Isn't
freedom
it?
of religion too?
Because he killed Satan at the end, so isn't that a good thing?
Well, he also becomes Satan, I think. Question mark.
True, but like, isn't that so powerful? You're like riding a man and then you kill him. That's
Isn't
pretty.
that iconic?
Is like, oh, like, you ever ride a man, you just want to murder him? Like, come on, come on now.
Me to my boyfriend all the time. You're a minor man. You just want to
One,
murder him.
one false move, and I could just.
Just right here. I can do it. I can do it. Oh no. Also,
Oh,
like, oh my god, the Satan shoes. Can we talk about how iconic they are? Are they iconic?
I, I love how like, I love how there's a drop of blood in them, and I'm like, okay, work, bitch. Like, put the blood in there too. It's great.
I don't even care. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I was more upset that they cost so much. I was like, you're so rich and famous, you don't need to be making this much money off of a shoe.
Didn't they sell out
But
immediately?
they did it like fought like that, like hotcakes. I mean, they're gone.
uh,
And then Nike was like, "We don't like you using our symbol on that shoe. We don't enjoy Satanism."
Oh my god. If they
Oh,
were not cheap and they were more okay, if they were cheaper, uh
oh,
and there were more
yeah.
of them, I may have bought a pair. You
Yeah,
know, they're iconic, I think.
I want the pentagram on my shoe. I want that.
Also, have you like read the Church of Satan's like tenets?
They're pretty chill.
They are pretty chill. Like they don't
Yeah.
even believe in Satan, honestly. Like the Church of Satan does not believe that Satan exists. They don't believe in heaven and hell. They just believe in like, being compassionate to other people. It's like,
Yeah,
hello?
it's very strange because you expect all this fire and brimstone and demon stuff, and then you read it and they're just like, we want people to be open to experience all pleasures and find their their way in life and do what it's very hippy dippy, to be honest.
Yeah, and all these conservative Christians are all like, "Oh, my religion's being attacked." Well, what about the Church of Satan? You guys are attacking that religion. Don't they
What
have
about
freedom of
those poor
religion?
souls? Those poor Church of Satan parishioners just out
Yes, what
there
about them?
being
My
shamed.
God, what about them?
They just want to serve Baphomet or whatever.
Oh my God, I just think, oh my God. Can we also talk about that? Do you know who Caitlyn Bennett is?
Oh, yeah, I watched this whole exchange, and I don't know who she is. Like, if she's like a person
I
of
don't know who
interest
she
or
is either.
anything.
Who is she? Is she like a conservative pundit? Like, who is she?
But Lil Nas decided to just murder this woman.
Oh my God. The funniest part about it is, they go back and forth, and
Yeah.
eventually Lil Nas is like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck your dad."
Oh, here we go. Yeah, yeah.
And then she's like, "Did you just threaten to rape my dad?" And my immediate response is like, I guess Caitlyn Bennett was just never exposed to like, "I'm gonna fuck your mom" jokes. Like,
Even if she wasn't, the he didn't say, "I'm gonna fuck your dad" against his will. He just said, "I'm gonna fuck your dad," which honestly would be a very strong power move.
and
But
honestly, he'd probably be down with it. I'd say he probably will be.
I mean, I would. I mean, he could fuck me.
Oh.
But like, let's be honest. This man is well designed.
Mm.
He's very aesthetically beautiful. But the
You're
whole
talking about
her,
Lil Nas, right? Not Caitlyn Bennett's
yeah, yeah.
dad.
No, no. I don't even know who that man is. No, Lil Nas. But I will say with this whole Caitlyn Bennett thing, everyone in the comment to that tweet, her going like, did he just say rape my dad? Like the logical jump she had to make, the brain, like like why would you even like yeah you first of all you're feuding on Twitter, this argument is going nowhere to begin with, but then to jump to rape, I'm like, let's not bring up rape, please. Like, can we leave that in the
Oh my God.
drawer?
Can we go like one tweet earlier than that? Like before he says, "I'm gonna fuck your dad." Right? It
Yeah.
was in response to Caitlyn Bennett being like, "Do you still talk to your dad?"
Oh,
And like, bitch, are we just like throwing out our racist stereotypes right now? Just like
racist and homophobic, because
both.
because racist because a lot of black fathers are absent, but then homophobic because a lot of people think that if you don't have a strong father figure, you turn out gay.
Yeah.
So she doubled down on her ignorance, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And she just went for it. She didn't even
Yeah,
care. She just threw out the racism and the homophobia all at once. And I'm like,
yeah.
who is this woman? Where did she come from? Where did she go?
Did she go?
Where did she come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Can we get rid of her?
And you know what? His response was warranted. I'll fuck your dad.
Oh my God. Like,
I want to use that in arguments. I want someone to be yelling at me, and we're going back and forth, and I'll be like, you know what? Well, I'm gonna fuck your
I'm
dad.
gonna fuck your dad. Hello.
Just so they could be like so plucked. They're like, what?
Oh my God, two? Oh my God. I still can't believe that tweet though. I'm reeling. I'm like, who is this woman who has the audacity to come at me like this?
Oh, but I will say all of the other responses that he got, and a lot of the TikTok stuff, like everyone using the song, and then the trends of like everyone in hell seeing Lil Nas like
Oh my
slide by on the
God.
pole. I think that's all amazing.
I love
do.
how he's become like a meme too, and it's only giving him publicity. Honestly, like he did a very good job with the
Oh
publicity
yeah,
of this
yeah,
song
yeah.
because he made all the conservatives mad, so like all the liberals came to like back him, and then it drove views to his music video and streams to his song, so that was a good thing.
Yeah.
But also
Yes.
like making a meme out of the whole thing, like by posting TikToks and by posting stuff on Instagram, like it was very good. Like All
Yeah,
that
and then
marketing.
he released it by a holy day. He released it by Good Friday or around Good Friday or whatever, right?
Yeah. It was
Or some shit.
Palm Sunday, I think it came
On
out or
Sunday,
something.
yeah. And if Christians were like, I can't believe he'd release this on a holy day. I'm like, all right,
All
like
right, be
fucking
quiet. It's a week before Easter. Jeez, calm
Jesus
down.
Christ on a bicycle.
Oh my God. I really though his marketing techniques for this rollout were on point.
Yeah, he knew. Him and his team knew like we're gonna get them angry. We're gonna get the views. We're gonna get the purchases, the downloads, the whatever, and we're gonna make bank.
And here we are.
Yeah.
So let us talk a little bit more about what did I even write in this part of my notes?
It's just you writing a love letter to him, dear little Nas. I love you so. All I want is for you to slide down my pole. XOXO, Matt.
My notes here is like Lil Nas kills Satan and becomes the quote unquote king of hell, effectively embracing the fact that, you know, Christianity is condemning him to hell. So he's going to embrace it and become the king of hell, quote unquote.
Yes, I think.
So I wanted to bring this a little bit, like, I'm going to kind of wrap things together now. Because this is going to spark, it always sparks a greater conversation around religion's, like, relationship with the LGBT community. Because everyone uses the Bible and, you know, just Christianity in general or religion in general to justify their excuse for condemning us. Especially they'll, like, cite specific parts of the Bible. And to be like Leviticus and shit, which let's not even talk about how the Bible is completely mistranslated. Like half of it is mistranslated in the first place, because it's kind of like, you know, when you go ahead and you put something in Google Translate and then you know, filter it through Google Translate like 1,000 times and you come back to English and it's like something completely different.
Oh yeah.
That's
what
basically
happens.
what happened with the Bible.
Bad game of telephone.
Yeah, because it had to be translated from like the ancient whatever stories that it was down through all the languages. Now we have the English version of the Bible, which is like completely not what the original context was, all the way. And it's like, also, can we talk about how people cherry pick the Bible so hard? Like
Of course they do.
They'll pick out the parts of the Bible that are like, ooh, this says that gay people are bad and that they're sinning. But then they won't talk about how, you know, part of Jesus's teachings is like, Jesus says, if a foreigner is in your land, you need to give them hospitality. You need to make sure that they're comforted. And like, well, here are all of our conservative Christians out here wanting to deport illegal immigrants. And it's like, well, that's directly against Jesus's teachings, but you're cherry picking the Bible.
A lot of people like using the stories of God and the main characters of the Bible to justify their responses, like the stories of Sodom and Gomorrah, the story of like, you know, Noah's Ark and bullshit like that. Mm-hmm. They don't like picking Jesus's specific stories, you know, him and the leper, him and the whores, you know, him and the whatever. Like no one likes using those, even though those are his teachings and the Bible is supposed to be, or Christianity is supposed to be based on the teachings of Jesus Christ. They don't like it. They like using like Old Testament stuff, which is all evil, vindictive God.
Right.
Not that New Testament, you know, hippy dippy Jesus walks around saving the day. Yeah.
I love that, like, a lot of Jesus's teaching is like very similar to, I don't want to say very similar to communism, but like, you know,
it's socialist to be sure.
It's definitely like a lot more liberal in terms of like what he was trying to preach. He's always like, you know, love the people around you, you know, give help to the homeless people, you know, if they can't help themselves, you need to help them. And a lot of like conservatism right now is like, don't help the people that need it. Remember the whole thing where conservatives were like, oh, we shouldn't give stimulus checks to, you know, people that like we shouldn't give handouts, right?
Yeah.
And that's directly against like Jesus' teachings. Like if people need, Jesus would want the stimulus checks to be out if he were here in present day.
Stimmies from Jesus.
Stimmies from Jesus. Jesus. But anyway, I'm gonna kind of bring this back. So if you are part of a religion and you believe that something is a sin, right? So let's say I'm a Christian. I believe that being gay is a sin. So does that mean that since I believe that religion, that I shouldn't be gay, so that way, you know, in my religion, then I wouldn't be, you know, blasphemized by God or whatever. Is it okay to then go around and say to other people, like, you're being gay, you're sinning in my religion, Therefore,
Yeah.
you need to stop.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make sense? Like,
No, of course not. Of course not, sweetie. It's okay. You could be
that,
gay any way you want. It's okay.
then why is everyone trying to do
Why do
it?
people do that? Well, because
Tell
everyone,
me.
I think a lot of it is prick waving.
What does that
Dick
mean?
waving. Like dick waving. Prick
Right.
dick. I think a lot of it is dick waving.
Hmm.
Which religion has the bigger dick to shove in people's faces?
Right.
So a lot of times in this country, it is Christianity, Catholicism, shit like that. And they just think that a lot of people have this false sense of religious superiority that they have to save people from themselves, save them from the sins. Like, oh, the sinner doesn't know. I'm just trying to be nice and save them. And of course, you have the other group of people which
Yeah.
know on a higher level that it's not really a sin, but want to manipulate others. So it's
Right.
some people feel they are righteous, some people use it as
They're both
a means
annoying.
to an end, but they're both annoying.
Because it's like the whole. I thought America was great because we have all of our rights from the Constitution, right? Freedom of
Yeah,
religion is one of those rights.
yeah,
So you have the right to believe that gay is a sin. I'm not. You can believe that. I don't care. It's homophobic, but you can believe it. It's part of your rights. But also, I have the right to not believe in your religion. Therefore, I have the right to be gay and not have you criticize me for it.
Do you have the right to be gay? Is that written down anywhere?
I think so. I think I have the right to be gay.
Where do you read it?
The Bible. No.
The Bible, the books.
The books. Read the manuals. Read the books. They're in there somewhere.
Yeah.
No, but I have the right to not believe in your religion. So therefore, you cannot discriminate against me because I do not believe in your religion, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
That's part of our rights. So don't come at me. I will murder you.
Well, that is not your right. You can't do that. I'm
Can't
pretty sure
murder
that
people.
is explicitly said you're not allowed to do that. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to bring us a little bit to a close with this last bit here. I'm going to bring it back to the children.
Oh.
Always bringing it back to the no. 'Cause I'm bringing it back to the conversation where Christians are like, "Oh, this is exposing children to Satanism," and
Okay.
like that's not a good thing. It's exposing them to gayness. Well, first of all, and the note that I have here literally says, "I don't like how kids are forced to grow up with religion in the first place." Because you're already taking the choice away from them in what they want to believe. So I don't know about you, but like, and I don't, if my parents are listening to the podcast, I'm sorry about this, but I was kind of forced into the religion.
Yeah.
And as a child, I like didn't really, I hated CCD for one thing, but like I didn't really, I was kind of indifferent about it. Like I didn't really care all that much. I didn't like going to church. But I was kind of forced into it. And I think if I was given a choice in my childhood, I would have strayed away from it. And then maybe like for me, my journey coming out as a gay man would have been a little bit easier if I had been given the choice as a child to not be within the religion.
Yeah.
I don't like that children are forced, like when you grow up in a religious household, how you are forced into the religion from such a young age that you become indoctrinated and it becomes like, it becomes you. You are like, you become part of that religion. It's really hard to break away from that if you are very indoctrinated as a young child. And I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, like I said before, my mom was just like, here's some religion. And then it was only in CCD, but when we were at the house, there was no religion. It was just
Bless.
Satan. Satan all day. I got home and I just bathed in blood.
Oh, you bathed in blood. And then that blood was then used for the Satan shoes.
Right, yes. And then I just dropped one in every shoe.
Oh.
Yes.
I do think I don't like it because I think that's a heavy problem as to why a lot of people struggle with coming out earlier in life.
Internalized homophobia.
Yeah, internalized homophobia from their religion that they were forced
religion.
into.
Yeah. Because when you learn a certain thing early on, especially, you really just absorb it like a sponge. So young
Yeah.
people absorb religion very easily, and then when they have an internal conflict that contradicts what their religion told them, it's difficult.
Especially if that's all you're exposed to. Like if you grow up in a religious household and you are, you go to Catholic school for K through 12.
Yeah.
Like if that is all you are exposed to, breaking away from that would be very, and I could see it, like breaking away from that would be very difficult. If you grew up and that was your belief system for your entire life, like I could see that being very difficult to break away from. It's kind of like you're indoctrinating them into a cult, and it's very hard to break away from it.
Yeah, and then you have a lot of Mulan moments. Did you have a lot of Mulan moments growing up?
What does that mean?
Like you'd look in the mirror and you're like, who is that girl I see staring back at me? And you're just like, one day I'll be able to socially and physically accept who I am, but today's not that day.
Today's not that day.
And then you hear Christina Aguilera singing in your ear.
No, I don't think I had a lot of those moments.
A lot of those moments.
Ooh. When are we doing a podcast episode about our coming out experiences?
In June, when it's coming out.
Oh, when it's Pride Month.
Gay rights.
Oh, good publicity tactic for our podcast.
I'm on it. I'm the PR guy.
Oh, you got to be in there. You got to tweet out more. You got to engage our audience.
I'm getting the OnlyFans, got all my stuff going on. Whole pics.
All right. Well, if you've listened
Before we end, wait, are you ending? Wait, what are we doing?
Oh, I was gonna say, if you've listened this far in the podcast, for all the viewers or listeners right now, go ahead and watch the music video or stream the song "Call Me by Your Name" and support our queer artists that are doing a lot to express themselves within their art and making it more normalized. It's very important to us. So go ahead and support them. Now you can say something.
Really quick on the lyrics. 2 bits on the lyrics.
Oh, yes.
Bit number 1. Shoot a child in your mouth while I'm riding is so good.
Iconic.
Because that is
legendary.
That's explicitly, like, irrevocably gay. Like, there is no mincing of words. That is gay, 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 gay. Like, you cannot say it's not gay. That is, I hear that, I'm just like, gagged.
Oh my God! Did you see?
Shot a child in your mouth.
Did you see his interview? I forgot who he interviewed with, but he was explaining the lyrics to the song, and he gets to that part, and he's like, "Yeah, so when I came to like my team with this lyric, they all looked at me and they were like."
Yes.
And he was just like, "Yeah, I want to normalize this kind of speech in modern media," and I was like, "Hell yeah!" And it should be
okay, like.
For like adult audiences. I don't want to say normalize it for children. Normalize it for adult audiences.
A child's not become gay because of the song, but a child should probably not be hearing "shoot a child" in your mouth while I'm writing. And second...
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, so you know how children kind of like, when they listen to songs... because when I was a kid, I would listen to certain songs and I wouldn't really get like what their actual meaning was.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, for example, I'll take the song "It Wasn't Me," right? Which came out when we were children. And when they said we were banging on the counter and, like, banging on the floor or whatever, I thought, me as a child, I was like, literally banging on the counter.
It's got some hammer and nails.
Because I'm a child. I don't know what that means. So I'm thinking, like, a child listening to the song would hear that lyric and be like, shoot a child in your mouth. Like, are they eating children?
Because, children repeat everything. So if they did hear the song and they just repeat it, I'm just imagining there's like a 7-year-old in class and, they're just having fun. And then he just goes, shoot a child in your mouth while I'm writing. And the teacher's just like...
What?
Lil Nas in my 7th grade or elementary school class. But the second little lyric thing, which is sad, because this song is sad.
It is.
Kind of.
It is.
Especially the context of the song with him having like met someone and wrote about it. He's like, "Call me by your name." I don't. Something about like what, loving me in private, or you can say it in private.
Yeah, say you love me in private. Yeah.
I don't care if you're lying. Like that's. I think most gay people can empathize with that feeling.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad because, again, I was watching this interview of him explaining the lyrics, and it is about a guy that he really liked, but who was closeted.
Yeah.
So obviously he didn't want to be very public about it. So he's saying, you can tell me you love me in private, like it's fine, because he's basically like simping for this other man who is in the closet.
He can simp for me. I'm not in the closet. I'm out. I'm ready. I'm ready. God.
No, it is sad. And I feel like all gay men have at some point experienced something similar.
Having to like be affectionate in closed doors.
Yes.
Or not in public.
Yeah, either that being, falling in love with someone who is questioning, doesn't know.
Like me and Anthony.
I'm pretty sure
I
Anthony's
fell in
not
love.
questioning.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I fell in love with the man who could never love me back.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know.
When
I
did you
know.
have you ever fell in love with me?
There's still time. There's still time. And now that we're related, it'll be extra spicy.
Oh no, incest. My
If you
favorite.
insist. What? Okay.
No, the lyrics to the song are very sad. Like I've been trying to actually like learn the lyrics to the song because I want to sing along. Except for the two parts where he brings in the N-word, then I have to bleep myself out.
Oh, what do you say when you're listening to a song and they say the N-word? Do you just not say anything or do you replace it with something?
I'm trying to come up with a replacement word. I'm
I
trying to
have
think about
several.
it. You have several? You need to tell me because I've been trying to think of a replacement word and I can't get
Okay.
one. So right now I've just been like
So
bleeping myself out for that part.
I say noodle,
Noodle.
nugget. I sometimes say fella, like a fella.
Ooh.
But like most of the time it's noodle or nugget because I think it's very innocuous and it's the dual syllable to keep with the pace of the song and it's kind of funny.
Ooh, I think I like noodle because nugget I think is a little bit too similar to the actual word.
If you're saying it too fast, maybe people will be like, "Did he just say that?"
Did he?
But noodle is very not that.
Oh, noodle sounds good. Maybe I'll use that. Or fella. Fella sounds good too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
I like singing along to the song because I have been literally listening to it on repeat.
Yeah.
But I'm also trying to be respectful. So I'm coming up with a word that
Yeah.
I could sing during that part to keep the flow of the song.
Yeah.
Anywho, any other interesting lyric part that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, the only other thing that really stands out is like if Eve isn't in your garden, you know that you can. Like that is very not sexual, obviously it's very religious, but that itself is just great writing.
Yeah, I think it's like saying, oh, if you don't have a girl in your life, then hit me up, right?
Yeah, like if if paradise for you doesn't include a woman, I will be there.
Yeah.
That because it's the Garden of Eden, it's paradise. That is if a man see this is how of a hopeless romantic I am. If a man ever came to me and was like, being with you is like being in the Garden of Eden, I'd be like, oh,
Come over.
Is it wet in here? Is it just me?
Orgasm instantly.
Like that is some like whoever this man was that Lil Nas liked, who didn't like him back or couldn't because of his his conflict, whatever. They missed out
Oh, they
because
missed
this
out.
man is willing to go be up above and beyond for you. Like that is.
Oh my god,
some
seeing
good
him
shit.
pole dance down that stripper pole. Oh, that was my second gay awakening. Second one.
Yeah. You were like, oh right, reminding me. I'm
Right.
still
Oh, right. I'm a homosexual man.
still gay. Yes, I am.
Here I am.
Yeah, I loved him in his trial outfit. When he was on trial, he looked very Greek Roman.
Oh yeah, I loved all
he
of
had-
those outfits. Yeah.
That was my favorite. He was like in the pink. He had pink, I think. On,
Yeah,
like
he had the
fur or
pink hair,
something.
but he also played all the other characters. So he had the blue hair and and all those
I
different
loved him.
outfits.
Oh,
I was like iconic, literally iconic.
I can't believe he was riding the devil. I. It's just so.
Here's my interpretation of it. It seems like he bottomed for the devil, right? That's what it seemed
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, like, but he was the power bottom, so like he was in charge.
He was in charge, but he was being fucked by the devil. Now,
Yeah.
if you're being fucked by the devil, is it like hot? Is it is it literally hot, like temperature wise?
Well, here's the thing. In not true. In Dante Alighieri hell, Satan is actually in the coldest part of hell. He's frozen in ice. So it could be freezing, or in like a more traditional character, or stereotypical sense, it could be on fire. So like,
Oh my god.
also in Dante's hell, the Satan is a three-headed like dragon beast. So,
Oh well,
does that mean he has three dicks?
Oh. In that case, if you incest,
Let me slide down that pole.
let me slide down all three of them. Anywho, let's go ahead and call this episode here. Thanks everyone for watching / listening to this episode of What Do the Gays Think. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we've been reposting a lot of Lil Nas X tweets. So go ahead and come give us a follow there. We post tweets at WDTGT Podcast. The link is in the description as well. We're also on. Oh God, what? Hello.
Twitch. We're on Twitch.
Yes, we're on Twitch as well. We stream games sometimes. We've been a little lacking recently, but we're gonna come back soon. Our Twitch is
Yes.
What Do the Gamers Think? That's GAYMERS. Come give us a follow there. And if you're on, any podcast platform, go ahead and leave us a rating. We appreciate those 5 stars. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Anything else, Pat?
No, I think you got all of it.
All right. So thank you, everybody. I am Matt Klubeck.
And I'm shooting a child in his mouth while I'm riding. Patrick.
Hey. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.